Assalamu alaikum. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Amma ba'd. Fa'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Surah Fatiha, we can claim that it is the curriculum of a human life which has been designed by the creator of the universe, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The aim of this curriculum is to provide a guideline to the human race that how they can live peacefully as a global citizen in this universe. Similarly, every nation designs an educational policy as per their national aspiration. And on this journey, they provide curriculum to the educational community so that a guideline can be provided to them so that they can educate and groom their students for the future leader to meet the challenges. Keeping in view the importance of single national curriculum, PTF started its journey with a series of webinars. And the chairperson, respectable Ma'am Ma'am Fawzi Arshad, he guided Punjab PTF to start a series of webinars on a subject basis so that we could provide a platform to the education community, not to understand only the single national curriculum, but also to assist the community which belongs to different academic background and to guide them in its implementation. Along with it, we also intend to provide a guideline, a feedback to the government so that they can provide a congenial learning environment to the educational community in its effective implementation. The presence of PTF chairperson, Senator Fawzia Arshad, itself speaks that how much PTF give importance to this important subject, that is single national curriculum. I would like that Senator Fawzia Arshad would share her view with us with reference to single national curriculum. Fawzia, kindly raise your hand because the number of participants are so many that I am unable to find out. जी जी Fawzia, please kindly unmute your mic. Fawzia, kindly unmute.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया जी। जी अभी आवाज आ गई, वो मेरे अनम्यूट किया हुआ था तो मैं बात नहीं कर। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। कर्नल साहब, आपको बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो कि आज आप लेके आई है। सबसे पहले तो मैं अल्लाह का बड़ा शुक्र और अल्लाह का बड़ा शुक्र और करम है कि आज मैं आप तमाम मुअज़्ज़ज़ असातिज़ा के साथ आप सबको खुशामदीद कहती हूँ कि आप लोग पीछे निकाला और इस मुहिम जो हमारी PTF को है समझा, और उसके तहत आप लोग that PTF will be the first NGO which will have its footprints all over Pakistan. They have been accepted and its formal orders are are in the pipeline. Continuous professional development of teachers, community, both from public, and we have covered so far all the 7 regions, all the 4 provinces, ICT, JB, all the teams are working, mashallah, and I'm very proud of all the team which are there, and they're keeping in view the importance of single national curriculum. We decided to create awareness drive in the educational sector as a way forward on this road of One Nation, One Karnar series, and today is its first session. It's not an easy job. What Colonel बड़ा वालाहाना अंदाज से वॉलंटियर काम कर रही है, और मुझे बड़ी खुशी है और फख्र महसूस एक ऑर्गेनाइज्ड और डेडिकेटेड टीम बन गई है, और आप सबकी टीचर एलीट स्कूल्स की टीचर्स के अलावा बहुत से ऑथर्स हैं, एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हैं, सिलेबस भी इस स्कीम में शामिल है, और इट इज worth saying that Mohim with this campaign was started last month by the PTF Punjab teachers in different subject groups and motivate them to read and discuss in an amicable manner and exchange their views and their expertise with each other. Unity is always very, very fruit. It's always very together, and you exchange your views, and this way things becomes much certain things. Now, alhamdulillah, this PTF was its second phase, which is having a webinars after creating our team of highly professional all over Punjab. I'm very happy to know the number, which is quite a lot. And it is always welcoming to them. They are from rural areas or from urban areas. To come and join TF, inshallah, will be one day a very important and very powerful. Here I must appreciate sorry for this disturbance, Ms. Farzana, as Colonel Saab has told me, and others, those who have contributed in, although presently they do not belong to the PTF and they're not holding any portfolio, but their focus is what that is the welfare of teachers community all over Pakistan here, and I assume and I'm expecting and I'm praying to God that you beautiful for the teachers, for the country, and teachers are our main object and our main goal is to impart a knowledge and educate the generation
Stop. Thank you, Appa, for your nice words. It was basically under your leadership that PTF has traveled so far. We have, Alhamdulillah, completed almost a year, and now we are moving to our second phase, and that is we have been registered, and inshallah soon our notification will be announced as well, and inshallah we will perform more professionally with competent people who will dedicate their life for this purpose. Jazakallah. Dear audience, inshallah, we are going to run a series of webinar on Singer National Curriculum, and we will touch each subject in specific as well. Now we will open up our discussion with reference to English subject, and I will request Ma'am Sadia Imran to share her views that because she joined PTF Punjab almost a month back, and she has contributed a lot as a mentor. So I would like that Ma'am Sadia Imran should share her experience on the platform of PTF Punjab.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I would like to begin by stating that when I was inducted as a master trainer, as a private candidate by CAID, I was unfamiliar with this document called Single National Curriculum. But my actual foundation of understanding and reading and discussing this document was built on the platform of PTF Punjab, which I have joined 1.5 months before as a volunteer and as a CEO of the Language House on the request of President Punjab, PTF. What we did for reading, discussing, and understanding single national curriculum is that we have created 9 subject specialist groups. And along with those 9 subject specialist groups, we also created 9 divisional groups. And what happened initially, the people who were participating, their participation was slow. And the participation of the people vary from group to group. But the good thing, the intention behind creating these 9 subject specialist groups were to give a same basic platform to teachers of the area, those who belong to far-flung areas, and the teachers who are belonging to mainstream. So both these teachers can work together and they can be given a same platform where they can read, understand, and discuss the curriculum, so the gaps between public and private sector can be lessened. So Alhamdulillah, in the beginning, people were not participating with that zeal and fervor, but seeing that, what we did not give up, and we continued our journey. Alhamdulillah, and amazingly, group of volunteers joined hands with us, and now, mashallah, we are standing on a very firm ground. And alhamdulillah, we feel so empowered. And I must say here, I would like to add that it was a real awakening experience for me and for my team as well. And it was a thought-provoking and transformational journey where these intrinsically motivated people, my panelists, my admins, the people, the teachers who worked with me, they did their own CPD. They did their own continuous professional development. And what we figured out by reading, understanding, and discussing this document, this document, which is purely functional, will not be implemented in all the areas and provinces and districts and tehsils of Pakistan in the same way, unless and until a need analysis has to be done. Because a teacher, an administrator of Punjab or Lahore, Kent will be implementing this curriculum in a different way as compared to the educationists belonging to Chunia or a far-flung area. So this was a real awakening experience for us, and Alhamdulillah, I'm immensely grateful to this platform that I have learned a lot, and I feel so empowered that now I can guide people in a better way. Thank you.
Jazakallah, Ma'am Sadia Imran. Here I would like to mention the few names who acted as a mentor on the platform of PTF Punjab, especially Ma'am Noreen Mirza, Noreen Hamid, Ma'am Farzana from Urdu. Basically we started this journey together, and Alhamdulillah, because of the mentorship, people start joining us, and we started discussing different subjects in different groups. Ma'am Sadia, my question is, why an administrator from an educational institute should study curriculum? Because this was never discussed before in our history, especially with reference to education within educational community. My question is, why we should study, especially the academic faculty who are administrated, the administrative faculty of an educational institute should study curriculum.
Okay, sir. Definitely, I would like to answer this very important question. And as I see it, that when we talk about curriculum always talks about national aspirations. And curriculum always talk about educational policy, and any curriculum of any country is in accordance with its national educational policy. So what do you think if an administrator is unaware and cannot align his curriculum with the national aspiration and educational policy? What would you think, that will he be able to reflect upon these policies and can align and find out a link between education policy and national aspiration and a curriculum? Because why it is important? It is important because he has to create a favorable learning environment, not for the students, but for the teachers and the whole community, where teachers, parents and student are the triangle. They work in a triangle. So they have to, education managers and administrators, they have to create a favorable learning environment for student. And secondly, what they have to do is they have to think why and how they are going to give CPD, continuous professional development, to their teachers. Because when they do not give continuous professional development and they do not find the purpose behind it, they won't be doing it. So for understanding all these things, and moreover, I would like to add here that there is a clear indication of progression metrics that is given in the curriculum. So the progression matrix is very important, in which we will see that how a child will progress from grade 1, 2, 3, 4, and where we will find that child after 5 or 10 years. So if an education manager or an administrator did not find a link and do not understand the progression metrics properly, he will not be able to acquire and reach to the objectives, and he would not be able to take his child and a teacher to a standard which was required after 5 years or 10 years.
Jazakallah, Ma'am Sadia. You rightly highlighted that basically the administrative faculty of any educational institute take all the stakeholders on board on one page, and with the help of progression metrics, they take this team together and provide a congenial learning environment to the students, and also a good working ethics to the teachers where they can contribute in this field. Yes, in education faculty, one of the most important faculty is academic administrators. But what about the teachers? Do they require, because they have to teach the textbooks, so do they require to understand single district curriculum? Because teacher says that we have to just teach the textbook. Why we should go into this hassle of learning single national curriculum and understanding is understanding. So please, would you highlight this thing?
So what I think, sir, that in fact, teacher is the main stakeholder, is one of the important stakeholder of the whole process of education, because in fact a teacher has to execute curriculum in the classroom. So if a teacher does not understand the standards that are given and the benchmarks that are given in the document, then how he will understand that where he has to take his child and how to meet those standards as per need, and in that, keeping those standards in mind, how he's going to plan his lesson. So in my opinion, this is a very important thing. This is a dire need of the hour. Why? Because curriculum, as we know as an educationist, that curriculum is closely linked with assessment, and it is closely linked with teaching pedagogy. So for teaching pedagogy, for polishing their skills, and for understanding which methodology is going to be practiced and which skill has to be polished, a teacher has to understand, read, and thoroughly discuss this document. Because without understanding the standards, benchmarks, SLOs, and competencies, they won't be able to practice this in their classrooms. So their prior knowledge, their schemata, because of which they are going to scaffold their child, they are bringing in that, it will be impossible.
Thank you very much. Sadia, you have highlighted the importance of teachers in understanding single national curriculum. That is very important. The teacher must understand single national curriculum so that they can teach the students accordingly. Because we know now we will have board exams in grade 11 and 12. So it is very important that all the textbooks which will be selected by the school administrator, it must be aligned with the curriculum, and basically teachers play an important part in understanding and selection process of textbooks. My next question is, why there's such a hype with reference to single national curriculum? What are the unique features which makes it more prominent, more unique than the previous curriculum?
I would like to highlight few of the important points, the ones that are mentioned in the document. The first thing in the document which is different is that it focuses on communicative competence. What is communicative competence? That we are going to be more expert in communication, because language is taken as a means of communication in this document. All the macro and micro skills were mentioned in the document. However, more emphasis is given on communicative competence. It means that more emphasis is given on speaking and listening. Secondly, the other important and main feature of this curriculum is that assessments are closely linked with SLOs. So this is a very important and unique feature of this curriculum, that we can see that assessment is closely linked with student learning outcome, and it is clearly mentioned in the document. If we read the document, we can understand it well. And the next thing, which is very important and a unique feature, is the progression matrix. So progression matrix is another unique thing which we need to understand as administrators and teachers, because it has been clearly mentioned that where we have to take our child. Then there are themes and sub-themes that are mentioned in the document. New strategies were mentioned for teachers, and for example, think, pair, share, jigsaw puzzle. And the most distinguishing feature of this curriculum is rubrics. There are rubrics given for assessing all 4 skills: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. However, I would like to add this point here on the PTF forum, that these rubrics can be altered, can be amended on need base. Okay, so they are not something which is a final document, but we can always improve it, and we can change it according to our need, according to our mix ability need to address differentiation in our classrooms.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Sadia. Since we are going to run a complete series of webinar with reference to different subjects, And definitely the number of subjects is there more, and within a month we will be able to complete only one session, series of one session of each subject. So the turn of every subject, next series will come go to the next month, and so we can say that it will be a monthly series of webinar. Why teachers should keep on attending your lectures and this training module?
Yes, sir, I would like to add a concept before answering this question, that I would like to explain in through an example, with an easy example. If we compare, because this question has been asked too often in the forum, that what we can see as an educational, the difference between curriculum and textbook. So I would like to explain in easy word that what is curriculum. Curriculum is in fact a steering wheel of the whole system. If we take an example of a car, if I take an example of a car, and if I look at the steering wheel of the steering wheel of the car is in fact the curriculum. And the rest of the decoration and all the other things that are inside the car, if we look at that, they serve as these interior. If you just look at the slide, the interior of the car will be the textbook. So what you will do with the interior, what you will do with the resources, what you will do with the textbooks if you do not have the steering. So I guess through this example, we can understand the importance of curriculum, that yes, without a steering, we cannot drive a car. If we have resources, we have, textbooks, we have all the things in hand, but unless and until we understand the philosophy of the curriculum, we understand the background, we understand educational policy, we do not understand national aspiration, the concept, the vision, the idea behind it, we won't be able to drive that car in a proper manner. And sir, we are going to have a series of webinar. This is in fact a first session, and there will be a proper planned training sessions of each subject. And for my subject, what I will tell my audience is that we are going to discuss chapter wise. We will be going to discuss single national curriculum, English language single national curriculum in detail and chapter wise. And then we are going to talk about its implementation, how we are going to implement this curriculum according to the need analysis of a particular area. We will be helping the teacher of Lahore, we will be helping the teachers of Chunia, we will be helping the teacher of Kot Lakhpat, we will be helping the teachers of far-flung areas, and we will be doing need analysis with them so that they can understand this document in their perspective, in their surrounding, according to their own environment. We will be recommending textbooks to them. We will be discussing which textbooks are closely linked with the SLOs of the curriculum. We will definitely be helping them in finding out which strategies will be more effective in their perspective, in their mixed abilities class, to address differentiation. यानी कि उनकी क्लासेस के अंदर हम देखेंगे उनके माहौल और एनवायरनमेंट के मुताबिक कि कौन सी मेथडोलॉजी इफेक्टिव है, कौन सी चीजें जो हैं वो काम अगर टीचर्स करें या एजुकेशन मैनेजर्स करें तो दे आर गोइंग टू ब्रिंग इन द डिजायर्ड रिजल्ट्स. So we will all be doing this, but the first step is to read, understand and discuss the document, and then we are alhamdulillah on the second stage, but as we are giving trainings now, we want to prepare and make our teachers more professionally equipped, and we will be training them so that they can transfer this professionalism to their area, because the master trainers and the ones who are selected by the government, they are not too many, and it's a whole paradigm change. We need volunteers, we need a lot of people, we need to educate our teachers, we need to bring in the whole change. So each one of us has to play their part. So we are going to have these sessions so that we can understand it and implement it effectively. And I expect all of you to contribute positively for this noble cause. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Alhamdulillah, in the last 1 month, we studied chapter-wise single district curriculum, especially with reference to English. But since more members have joined us from different academic culture and background, so we will restart the same stage 1, and we will start discussing understanding single district curriculum. Thereafter, inshallah, soon we are going to get the textbook also, so we can draw a comparison.
Here I would like to add, sir, that...
Ji, Appa, Assalamu alaikum. Would you like to say something, Appa?
Yes, I would like to say something. It's very nice what Satya is saying. I really like what her vision and her explanation and giving comparison with the car as a steering and the interior curriculum and the difference between textbooks and all that. It'll be wonderfully wonderful if the media of language has to be in Urdu also, because there are certain people who cannot understand. Raj Sahab, मेरी आपसे गुजारिश यही है क्योंकि only day before yesterday I had a very detailed meeting, standing committee meeting of education, and this is what we had talked to additional secretary Wani Sahab and the secretary Farah Sahib, that everything is in English and we are starting something new. So we have to come up with very easy, common words if we are using English, because English is a second language, and I speak in English. I was brought up in an environment where we speak English at home also and studied in English medium. But the problem is this, that now our focus is on the rural more than urban, because we have to teach each and everyone. We have to go to far from areas, and far from areas we cannot converse with them in English to make them understand what we are saying. My humble request, and not only is my request, it is the need that the language through which we communicate should be such that the people over there can understand. I'll just give you an example. My children were, my grandchildren, when they started the school, a friend of mine, I put them in there because what she did, we sat down together and we came up with a very good idea that was when toddlers, when they can't go to playgroup or to KG or something, the basic foundationing classes. So एक तो वो होता है ना घर से निकलने का एंजाइटी होता है, एक separation anxiety जिसे कहते हैं. The children are leaving their parents, their mother, the environment, and they go to a new environment, and where हमारे जितने भी schools हैं जो कि urban area में होते हैं, all that. So we concentrated on having the Urdu session in the beginning. We used to converse with them in Urdu, so that we made the children comfortable, so that एक environment छोड़ के आए और फिर बोली ऐसी हो जो उन्हें समझ नहीं आती है. वही चीज we used to reinforce after the lunch break. So there's something I would want all of you to pay attention to, this major factor, that is the communication skills and the language we use. If you come up, the people in क्या कहते हैं, well, you're doing a wonderfully good job. What all you people are doing, sir, I'm really very impressed, and I'm very happy to see such talented people on this screen. And it's my very important point which I have shared with the Ministry of Education also, and so I wanted to share that with you. And I wish you the best. Rashid Saab, before I was disconnected and I couldn't connect because mashallah, your maximum participants, because of the maximum participants, space has been occupied and it took me a while to wait and rejoin. And I wish you all the best in future. Inshallah, wherever, whatever I can do, if I find in being in the parliament, please you know I will always be there for everyone and for my country.
थैंक यू वेरी मच, बहुत शुक्रिया।
Thank you very much,
ये
madam. We
हमेशा
have
आपकी
noted down
गाइडलाइन
your
हमारे पास
points.
ये रहती है। और राइटली आपने पॉइंट आउट किया कि हम तो लोगों को समझाने के लिए बैठे हैं। इंशाल्लाह वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न फ्रॉम देम आल्सो, लेकिन कम्युनिकेशन लैंग्वेज हमारी उर्दू ही होनी चाहिए। तो राइटली आपने एट द बिल्कुल टाइम पे हमें गाइडलाइन दी। इंशाल्लाह हम आगे फ्यूचर में ख्याल भी रखेंगे। और अब इंशाल्लाह आपकी रहनुमाई हमारे साथ रहेगी। एंड मैं स्पेशली शुक्रिया अदा करूंगा इन वॉलंटियर्स लोगों का जिन्होंने विदाउट एनी रिवॉर्ड फ्रॉम ओनली अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला दे कंट्रीब्यूटेड। दे हैव नॉट गॉट एनी फाइनेंशियल बेनिफिट फ्रॉम दिस, बट डेफिनेटली वो कहते हैं ना या अय्यतुहन नफ्सुल मुतमइन्ना के ओ सेटिस्फाइंग नफ्स। तो अल्लाह ताला हमें इस दुनिया में भी एक रिवॉर्ड देता है, वो होता है सेटिस्फैक्शन। once we contribute without seeking reward from the people. So mashallah, this team, alhamdulillah, I am blessed and you are also blessed. We have volunteer people and in education community who are ready to work voluntarily for this noble cause. तो आप आपकी गाइडेंस इंशाल्लाह जी आप।
One more thing, we have to reward your eggs that they are chosen one by
Sorry, can you come again?
Menika, you said that they are here without any financial reward or anything, but I believe that their biggest reward is they are the chosen one by Allah, and that's why they are here on this platform, and they should feel grateful to Allah and ask for His blessings always, all the time. I wish them good luck.
Thank you much. Thank you very much. आप आपने बड़ा टाइम निकाला, हमें मालूम है आज का आपका एज अ सेनेटर ट्रेनिंग सेशन भी चल रहा है, पार्लियामेंट में भी बजट के ऊपर बहस चल रही है और आपने इस टाइम पे टाइम निकाला इस इम्पोर्टेंट मौजू पर। तो आपकी प्रेजेंस हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ा मोटिवेशनल फैक्टर है। और स्पेशली दी ऑडियंस जो कि रात 10 बजे इस वक्त पीटीएफ पंजाब को उन्होंने ज्वाइन किया, सुना, और इंशाल्लाह वी एक्सपेक्ट कि ये रिस्पांस रहेगा। यहाँ मैं थोड़ा सा पार्टिसिपेंट से एक रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू टेक क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन ड्यूरिंग दिस सेशन। काइंडली आप लोगों ने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप जो सब्जेक्ट स्पेशलिस्ट व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप ज्वाइन किए हैं, देयर वी विल टेक ऑन क्वेश्चन आंसर्स, ताकि वो फोकस बात भी हो सके। फिर ये वेबिनार्स पे ज़रा मुश्किल हो जाता है कि क्वेश्चन आंसर सेशन को डील किया जाए। तो इंशाल्लाह जो आगे हमारे सेशंस होंगे, we will keep you updated about PTF itself कि PTF क्या कंट्रीब्यूट कर रही है अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। इसके साथ साथ हम सिंगल नेशनल करिकुलम की अंडरस्टैंडिंग को भी बढ़ाएंगे। आज हमारा इंट्रोडक्टरी सेशन था, तो मुझे सिस्टर्स सॉरी मैं जरा इनफॉर्मल सा बंदा तो बार बार सिस्टर कह देता हूँ। आई होप पीपल विल नॉट माइंड इट कि ये फॉर्मल है और मैं इनफॉर्मल हूँ। तो मैम सादिया ने मैंने इनको कहा कि काइंडली आज हमारा इंट्रोडक्टरी सेशन है, तो सो होल्ड ऑन योर हॉर्सेस एंड इंशाल्लाह वी विल डिस्कस दिस इंग्लिश सब्जेक्ट जो कि इनकी स्पेशलिटी है। एंड माशाल्लाह आपा शी इज रनिंग लैंग्वेज हाउस इन लाहौर एंड शी इज कंट्रीब्यूटिंग अ लॉट इन दिस फील्ड। तो इंशाल्लाह जो हमारे नेक्स्ट सेशन होंगे,
एक और चीज आपको बताना चाहती हूँ सब लोगों को, वो ये है कि एक हम फीडबैक फॉर्म जो है वो फ्लोट करेंगे व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स में आफ्टर दिस सेशन। तो काइंडली आप सबसे रिक्वेस्ट है, दरख्वास्त है कि आप वो फिल कर दें, सो दैट हमें पता चले हमारी वीकनेसेस का, हमारे जो कमजोर एरिया हैं, ताकि हम उनको इम्प्रूव कर सकें और आपके मुताबिक जो आप चाहते हैं, एक्सपेक्टेशंस हैं आपकी, उसके मुताबिक हम पूरा उतर सकें। Thank you so much for being part of us. जज़ाकल्लाह।
पहले मैं आपसे सॉरी कर लूं, आईटी के रेफरेंस से थोड़ा सा वो हमारी जो स्पीच थी वो उस तरह सही आप तक पहुंच नहीं पाई, वॉइस का इशू रहा, ये आईटी का एक फैक्टर है। लेकिन काइंडली आपकी जो फीडबैक हमें चाहिए होगी, और इंशाल्लाह इसके बाद जो इंग्लिश का स्पेशली सब्जेक्ट है वी विल स्टार्ट एज अ ट्रेनिंग मॉड्यूल इंशाल्लाह। और जो हमारा व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप है इंग्लिश का, वो भी आपसे बड़ा इंटरेक्टिव रहेगा विद रेफरेंस टू अंडरस्टैंडिंग सिंगल नेशनल करिकुलम, इंग्लिश सब्जेक्ट के रेफरेंस से, फिर टेक्स्ट बुक के रेफरेंस से, फिर जो हमारे यहाँ डिफरेंट एकेडमिक बैकग्राउंड और कल्चर्स हैं, जैसे हम डेरा गाजी खान और लाहौर को कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते, दे हैव अ टोटली डिफरेंट कल्चर। तो वहाँ के लिहाज से इंशाल्लाह वी विल ट्राई टू गिव यू द गाइडलाइन, और हम इंशाल्लाह आपसे भी सीखेंगे, इंशाल्लाह टुगेदर वी विल राइज। स्पेशल थैंक्स टू फौजिया आपा, आपने इतना टाइम निकाला एंड ऑल दैट पार्टिसिपेंट्स कि जिन्होंने टाइम निकाला। इंशाल्लाह हमारी नेक्स्ट सीरीज है जिसमें हम उर्दू के सब्जेक्ट के ऊपर बात करेंगे। वहाँ हमारे साथ मैम फरजाना है, किसी तारीफ की मोहताज नहीं, माशाल्लाह शी इज ऑथर, सिलेबस पे उन्होंने काफी काम किया, टेक्स्ट बुक्स लिखने में उनका बड़ा काम है और उनकी कंट्रीब्यूशन काफी है डिफरेंट फील्ड्स में। तो इंशाल्लाह हमारे पास जो नेक्स्ट गेस्ट होंगे वो फरजाना बहन होगी, उनके साथ हम विद रेफरेंस टू उर्दू के ऊपर बात करेंगे। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस। अस्सलाम वालेकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू।